Hi, I'm Slack, this is Tony, and welcome to SmogVlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the FreeMax Mesh Pro.
And welcome back in the room. Hi guys, sorry it's been a while since we've well, not really put anything up because we have been putting stuff up, but it's been a while since we've both been here in the studio, sat on the sofa, trying to record a video.
Trying being the operative word. Yeah, it's been 6 months, and that is a hell of a long time. Unfortunately, that was due to me having an operation, as already said previously, and guess what's happening tomorrow, round 2 of operations. How long the recovery is going to be this time? I hope not 6 months, and so hope to be back again sooner, but there will be probably a brief bit of us not making it back on the sofa together for a while, so we're going to enjoy this one.
But anyway, it's not about that. It's about this FreeMax Mesh Pro, which we were very kindly sent from FreeMax themselves. So thank you very much, FreeMax, for giving us the review samples. Jason in particular for reaching out to us. So moving over to the tank itself, it comes in 4, 5 and 6 milliliter variants. We've also been assured by Jason at FreeMax that there will be a TPD compliant 2ml version on the way very soon.
Let me just clarify that 4, 5, 6mm thing. It's all one tank. It depends on what coil and what glass, more importantly, you have fitted up to it. Coils are different sizes, allow a different amount of juice to go in the tank, and obviously you get 2 glasses with it, as you hopefully saw in that unboxing I did. That was like 25 minutes for an unboxing. Sorry.
It's a good size unboxing.
Yeah, well, if you gotta do a thing, you do it, you know, the way we do it. Long. Yeah.
Okay guys, there's not going to be any up close work in this, so like we were just talking about for the unboxing, if you are interested in that, I'm going to try and work out how to put cards in this YouTube video. I think they go up here. I think they're up there.
Link below.
Link below, or maybe a card if I'm, you know, on the ball. Who the fuck knows? Moving straight over to talking about this bad boy, these bad boys,
yeah.
Pair of bad boys. So talking about the hardware, we're going to start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. He had to throw it in.
Drip tip. Okay, let's go. It's at the top, and I like it. I really like it. It is very similar to like one of the favourite drip tips I ever bought in the pressed resin jobby, and it just looks cool. Really like it. It's a nice wide bore. And as I showed in the unboxing video, the sides of it, they're thin, they're less than 3mm, and so you're not losing a lot of space for that airflow to the actual drip tip material itself, which is really cool. And this patented material cutout thing at the top, it's just a little channel on the inside. It seems really simple, it seems like that wouldn't do anything. 0 spit back, and when you look inside you do see like condensation underneath. That doesn't get into your mouth, so for a simple design, works really well. I'm definitely a fan.
Moving over now to ease of filling. So the top of the tank, ease of filling, it has that slidey mechanism which we absolutely fucking love. However, the aperture, the hole for filling, it could have been done with being a little bit bigger, because getting the tops of bottles in there. Slack has a separate problem to what I have. The 120ml bottles, but the slender sort of ones, the thinner 120ml bottles, the top of it, just trying to fucking jam that fucker in there. It could have just been done with being a bit wider so that you could have got the tip in.
Yeah, probably extra ½ makes all the difference.
Yeah,
for me my problem was slightly different. That's actually, I'm going to do it the other way up. We got these big stubby bottles, and you end up hitting, as you try to get the thing, and it hits the drip tip, and yeah, it kind of gets in the way. So you end up filling it at a sort of funny angle, and the juice kind of falls in, and because it does have that air hole, it's mostly okay. I had a couple of incidents, and I suddenly realised, hang on, it's the drip tip that's getting in the way for these big bottles, which I'm going to put down before an accident happens. But I'm so used to using drippers, in particular for another review we're working on. I've been using the drop, which fucking welds itself to the thing. I mean, like taking the cap off the drop is like I would sooner just like, I don't know, cut off an arm or something and just have to go through that every single time. So it stays on there. So I've just got so used to it staying on that I forgot that actually the drip tips come off really fucking easy. Bit of a shame having to take the drip tip off on some bottles. Not having to, but then you run the risk of spilling juice if you don't. It's so easy. It's just me being lazy through habit that I didn't. That said, when you are using like the big glass droppers, anything like that that's big, a little bit big for the hole, you can just sort of present it near the hole and drop juice in it, and the juice will fall in because as you slide it back, there's an air hole exposed on the other side. So the juice does go in okay. I'm being really picky here about it. You know, we are being highly critical, as we always are. It's a top fill design with the slide, and that is my favourite type of filling mechanism. So the fact that that's here is brilliant, and for the majority of bottles it's absolutely fine, zero problem. But you know, we wouldn't be us if we weren't pointing out all the things that we notice.
Just as a quick side note to anyone that is still thinking about getting this tank, or hopefully you're thinking about getting this tank, wait for the full review, because, you know, accurately make your mind up. But I found that the best way to fill it is to actually put the nozzle to one side of the kidney shaped hole. That is the best way to do it.
Oh, always, yeah, I mean, that's always, you get that extra airflow and stuff, and then if any juice does go, you've got, it sort of starts forming that barrier, but then will fall in before it's gone all the way across. Because once the juice gets all the way across the hole, and it will sort of block the hole, you do end up with like an air pocket.
And bubbles.
And bubbles. But that does clear because of the thing on the back, so it's not an insurmountable challenge, you know, but yeah, just be careful. Yes.
Now that tank capacity that we were talking about earlier, the whole 2mm, 4mm, 5mm, 6mm, any advances on 6?
Yeah, so for the 2mm TPD compliant version, that's going to be released, or at least announced and start making appearances on the 24th of August, which is a couple of days time. So that's quite exciting there. But, you know, this 456mm version we've got, out the box it's got the 5mm glass on it, but you'd lose about 1mm with the wider coils in it, so that drags it back down to the 4. But then with the other coils in, you can stick the bubble glass on that Tony's got fitted, and you're up to 6mm, which is nice.
Now we're on to construction and sturdiness. It is very well made, although the coil does form part of the structure to the tank itself. At least they are solid, which is important in a tank.
Yeah, I'm going to dive in.
He's diving in.
I'm diving in.
So yeah. I'm going to forget what I was about to say.
Sorry. And yeah, if you remember back to our Coleto review, like where that coil is a big part of the thing, and it just wasn't very structurally sound. The coil was quite flimsy. These coils are bulky, they're big, they're solid. It screws in there really well. So that being the sort of central bit that holds the top and bottom tank together actually works quite well here. You're saving on space, and it is still, despite being what on paper I would say is a bad design, is still a solid tank.
I remembered what I was going to say, which is amazing. Let's all revel in that for a moment. My point was about the sturdiness of it. Now, usually in our testing of these things that we test, someone usually drops them.
Been really good.
It was my turn this time. I actually dropped it off of my desk, and the chair, my chair that I sit on, has metal feet to it. I actually heard either the glass or some part of the tank hit the fucking metal, and I just sort of sat there and thought, oh fuck, this is going to be bad. It was fine.
Nice.
Absolutely fine. I am well impressed with that.
Me too, because it wasn't me. Usually I only do that when I'm borrowing his shit for testing, not drop it, throw it out of the car. I've done, yeah, the thing where you're walking along and you drop it and accidentally toe punt it out 3 postcodes away. Zip codes for our American cousins.
Other areas for everyone else in the world.
Yeah, so the other night round Tony's, and Nick was there, and he's also bought one, and he was vaping. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, your bubble glass is pissed. And on closer inspection, they all seem to be pissed, which was kind of interesting. They're like not a perfect sphere. They're like a little bit wonky. I mean, not that much. I noticed it. And now I've noticed it, I can't unnotice it. And if you own one of these, have a look, then you can always know it's there. It's our gift to you.
Doesn't affect the performance of it, doesn't affect how much it can hold. It is just a thing, and it's a thing that we all know now. We all know. So as you will have seen in the unboxing video, it comes in a single coil, dual coil, triple coil and stainless steel TC coils.
Plus, it's the same fitting as the old fire loop coils, so you can sneak some of them in there. But why would you want to? These new coils are awesome.
Does it have an RBA section?
No. Not yet. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Hey, FreeMax? Hey.
Maybe on the horizon?
We'll send Jason a message. Yeah, so while we're talking about coil options, one of the things we've been busy doing over the last however many weeks is coil life testing as well to see how they perform. So we'll start in order, I guess. So Tony, single coil.
Well, I got over a week out of it, and that's not to say that it died after a week, because through the testing of all of these coils, none of them have died on me, and I don't think any have died on you. So what I will say is that I've put that coil to one side at the minute, you know, dunked it in some juice, because I'm going to come back to it and find out how long it will actually fucking last, because over a week's worth of testing is a good benchmark for tank coils. And over that week's worth of testing, it's been absolutely flawless. I haven't had a problem.
Okay, so next up is the dual coil, which is one of the ones I was testing through. Now, I got over 2 weeks out of that before I stopped using it, and again the coil itself didn't die, but the flavour had gone. If you look inside at the mesh, you know, like all coils do, you know, they sort of blacken up on the inside. The flavour had just started to deteriorate. The coil performance itself, you weren't getting that hot dry vape. I did stick with it for a bit, hoping, like, you know, some other coils, they sort of go a funny taste for a bit and then come back to life. That didn't really happen. But the fact that it's still a working coil, maybe it would, you know, but a 2 week mark anyway, I consider that more than enough coil life from a coil. Certainly if you're the sort of person who likes to wash out your coils to get that bit more life out of them, this would really suit. Personally, I'm too lazy for that shit, but, you know, I know a lot of people do, you know, people have told me about it and stuff, and yeah, I think this would really suit that.
Next up was the triple coil, which I had, and this coil, which is still in here and still going, has been going for over 2 weeks, and it's still fucking banging. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we're going to be putting that one through the heat test later on as well. So, I mean, that's an old coil going through the heat test, so it'll be interesting. And lastly is the stainless steel one. Coil life's great. You know, the temperature range is lower. I was really interested for this one. Temperature range only up to 550 Fahrenheit, which is pretty low. Usually your mod will go up to like 600, 615, something like that. But here 550, and I have kept it within that. I haven't gone outside of the recommended. I also haven't been really firing it at power. Usually I do with stainless steel as well, but yeah, just because that's not what it's designed for. Unfortunately, the flavour all of the time is a bit down on the stainless steel one, especially compared to the flavour that we're getting from the other coils. I mean, the dual and triple, the flavour is absolutely on point. It's banging, tons of vapour and just tons of flavour with it. Whereas the stainless one, the temp control performance is really good. It's really accurate, and you get a nice steady vape from it. Obviously it depends a bit on your mod, but the fact that the coil will do that is, yeah, it is great. But that flavour's just turned down for me. I have to have the airflow turned down fairly tight to get any real flavour out of it at all. And I prefer a bit more of an open vape. However, there are some good points to that, because I had a couple of juices kicking about that are actually too harsh to vape in my dripper. Just that dry throat, sort of like, you know, and I've made fucking tons of this stuff, you know, and I'm, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Wait a minute, let's see if it works, see what happens if we put it in that. And I'll tell you what, actually works really well. So the juice that was like over flavoured, really harsh on the throat, comes through as a nicer flavour, more gentle, and there is zero harshness from it. It works really well. So, you know, it's got a redeeming feature for me there. Yeah.
Last point that we want to make to do with coils, though, is about that 0.25 ramp up time for the coils. Especially, it is so evident on the dual and the triple coils that they produce. That little amount of time to fucking pushing the button and having warm vape in your mouth is just absolutely spectacular. I was just telling Slack earlier that it's one of those sort of like sales pitch type things that you just sort of gloss over, but when you actually experience it yourself, and it's just like right there, it's like, fuck yes, this is amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me like completely over my head, because I pretty much always purge when I vape anything, because I'm so used to vaping on drippers and stuff, longer ramp up times. It's just habit to exhale first, so it doesn't really benefit me. But yeah, he's right, it is there, it is incredible. Right, putting the train back on the tracks and continuing our journey down the device, we get to airflow. And yeah, the airflow has a really good range, from really wide open sort of tempestuous airflow through to you can close it off, but the coils want a bit more airflow apart from the temp control one.
Okay, as with any other airflow, if you adjust it down a little bit, you can get whistling. If you get it in the right section, you can get a nice little tune out of it. But it's one of those things. It's just part and parcel of any airflow control device. You hit the right mark, you will get fucking whistling out of it. Like Slack said, these things do benefit from being more open. The other thing I want to say about airflow is that, as you saw in the unboxing video, it's notched. There's a notch there, so it's not spinny right the way around. There's a proper on and an off, and that is fucking it. Moving down the tank to the 510 connector. Ooh, the 510. We've had no issues out of the box at all. The plus side to that is that it is adjustable and gold plated.
Yeah, it is lovely.
Alright guys, we're moving over to that all important heat test.
Yeah, so we're going to just hit this a bit. You know what it is.
We should probably tell them a bit about.
We're on the triple coil. Tony's run it at 100 watts probably.
100 watts. Triple coil. That's not even the full whack.
The flavour coming through is so good. And look at this ramp.
Every fucking time. Every time you hit it, it's just like, it's there.
And so far it's not getting hotter, not getting...
Flavour every fucking time.
Towards that end, Paul, I was starting to get a bit of heat. Look at the ramp up.
Huge vapour.
Right,
That's it. That's it. Heat test. Heat test. Test it.
So there's a little bit of heat at the base. I can feel it on my lip, but touching it with my hand, like, it's warm. That's it, you know. It mainly stays at the base, a little bit at the top, and the vape itself wasn't too hot. It was a bit of warmth towards the end of the pulls after that sort of all those hits. Now you don't, well, hopefully vape like that normally all the time, all day, every day. Sometimes I do, but in bad days. But
stressful.
Stress days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that just performed admirably. The flavour was on point all the way through, and bearing in mind this is a 2-week-old coil, you said. So you know it's great. Also, another thing that we haven't mentioned about, which we should be clear about, is the coil sort of bedding in time. There isn't one. Like, you know, I always start them off on low wattage, like you saw on the video. You know, just to sort of give them time to bed in. I think probably something from the Crown days. You know, you just like give it that time to bed in, and you get more core life out of it, and you know, it then lends itself to, you know, running better. But here, well, I did it on that video. It was like 3 pulls at a low wattage. Then I was pretty much up to the minimum range, and that's where it stayed, and that's where I kept it, and it was fine straight away. And so if you do have to do your coil swaps, you don't have to be, oh well, I'm going to be on a shit coil for a day. It's good to go.
To add to that, to add to that, these come preloaded with the dual coil straight in, and then we worked out who was testing which coil. So then I slammed the single coil straight in there, which I did the bedding in time for. With the triple coil, I didn't fucking worry. I just set it to its minimum range, and it fucking worked out the box brilliantly, and it's only gone up from there. Moving down now to leaks and spits. When using this throughout the weeks of testing that we've done on it, I've had 1 leak, and that was the first time that I put the coil in and juiced it up for the first time, and that was 1 drop, and that's it. Nothing else. Every time you open it, you don't have to close off the airflow at the bottom. It's fine. It just holds it. I've dismantled it, cleaned it, put new coils in it, and juiced it up again. Nothing. I've done the overnight test for it as well, where you leave it in the sink, upended, to see if anything comes out of it. Nothing. It's fine. It is fine.
Yeah, I even had I had to take a day off vaping because I ended up with a real sore throat unrelated to vaping, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to take a day off. So there was probably like a day and a half where I didn't use this, and this was with the dual coil when I was testing that. I came back to it, and usually you get that gargly, awful death rattle and spitty sort of hit when you haven't used it for a while. Nothing. It just worked. It was great.
Okay, guys, it's about that time that we hit up the all-important pros and cons. As always, starting with the cons, so that we are ending on those beautiful pros.
Yeah, first up on the cons list, the coil connection, the actual coil itself. You know, I've had this on so many devices, so it's like not a big one, but it didn't make a connection to the actual base of the atomizer, where my coil had been smushed a bit, probably where I was cleaning it before installing it, so it's probably entirely my fault anyway. Just had to pull that base of that coil out a tiny little bit and fit it back in. I've had that on so many tanks. Where these are big coils, yeah, a small bit of movement, you know, percentage wise is more, I suppose. So yeah, I had that, but I only had that on the one, and I'm on third coil or something for testing now. So yeah, I just thought it's worth mentioning.
Next up, because we had to find issues, it's got to be that bubble glass. If you're buying a thing, you know, from a manufacturer, you want it to look perfect, but because it's sort of like wonky, I don't know, you're gonna know it. You'll see it now.
To be fair, Tony and Nick hadn't noticed it, and they were the ones using it. It was just I spotted it. I was obviously at the right angle with the light or something, spotted it. But the thing is, once you've seen it, it cannot be unseen.
It's all Slack's fault.
Sorry. And next up is going to be the turn down flavour on the stainless steel coil. The temp control performance is good, the flavour's just not quite there, especially compared to the banging flavour on the dual and triple.
Next up on the cons is the colour blob for letting you know where the open bit is. It's that little red blob at the top there.
Maybe put a photo up.
Or maybe we'll put a photo up, who knows, but it just looks a bit cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, it's a really well made, high quality sort of
product.
Atty, and it's just got like a blob. Someone's
Red
just
blob.
sort of free painted on there. Yeah, bit cheap. Next up on the cons list, the O-rings that sit in here. Now I've not been using the bubble glass, you know, the 6mm glass. This is only the thinner one. It makes good contact, and you know, there's no leakage problems or anything like that. But the O-rings themselves have actually absorbed the juice and its flavour and its colour. It did that in the first week. So if you're worried about cross-contamination of flavours, that might be a thing. I mean, it's trivial, it's minor, but I was surprised how quickly that happened. You know, the rubber's obviously fairly porous for that to have happened. But, you know, they do work, they do their job.
And last up for the cons is that filling mechanism. Although we like the slide action on it, it's just getting your juice bottle in there. Oh, could be easier. Okay, that's enough cons for today. Now moving over to those beautiful pros, and first up on the pros list is the amount of options that they've got available for us. In the FreeMax Mesh Pro, they've got 17 colour options available for us.
Yeah, pretty much something for everyone. They go from the sort of marbly effect ones like we've got. They've got just released some carbon fibre ones, and a whole array of colours, which are hopefully appearing here somewhere.
Maybe.
Now. Maybe. Next up on the pros list has got to be the performance, especially of the dual and triple mesh coils. I mean, they are just banging. That instant heat up, the fact that their flavour and vapour production is on point. I mean, they are just great. Core life as well, you know, really happy with them. They just work so well. They're really good. I mean, it was Nick, Tony's brother, tried them, and he was just straight away went and bought one. He's like, this is good. I mean, there's a credit to FreeMax, you know, for someone to try something and actually just say, yeah, I want this straight away. Brilliant.
Next up on the pros for you is the airflow. Nice, wide, open, full, refreshing. No, wait a minute. Yeah, but it's got a good range of control to it. It's beautiful, exactly what you need for this type of tank.
Yeah, and the inhale is nice and smooth and even. Didn't even do it in the Christmas song. And next up on the pros list has got to be the slide top fill. There it goes like that. Look at it go. Yeah, while it's not the best implementation of a top fill, I mean, this design in itself is the best design there is. You know, it's leaps and bounds. Yeah, it's leaps and bounds ahead of everything else. You know, like there's no this sort of twist it off and will it fall off. You know, when it's on, and slide it in, away you go. So design wise, it's good.
Next up for pros is that drip tip. Probably both of our favourites ever. It's brilliant.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Just love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising, like we said earlier, that sort of U-shape anti-spit back. I thought it was so gimmicky, but it seems to work.
It really
I don't get
does.
any spit back, and I can see it in the bottom of the drip tip. It's clever. Yeah, good work. And lastly, for the pros, has got to be the fact that it comes stocked with the 5mm glass, but also with a 6mm glass included. A lot of manufacturers out there, they'll ship it with one and maybe have a spare. But seeing the two different types of spares, not like, oh, you can buy a bigger one if you want to spend a few more pennies, for that to be included, I thought was a nice touch.
Alright guys, so in summing up for the FreeMax Mesh Pro, yeah, we've ragged on it a bit, but all of those points that we've raised are fairly minor points. I mean, they're easily overcomeable, maybe with a second version from FreeMax that might need reviewing, who knows, but in operation, it's just a fantastic tank.
Yeah, like we say, all the gripes are minor ones, and what we're left with is a beautiful tank, especially with that dual and triple mesh coil, and it's just great. I mean, it's going to form one of my sort of day-to-day favourites, I think.
And just quickly, once again, thanks to FreeMax for the review samples that they kindly sent us with all the different coil options, an abundance of coil options for us to test. More importantly, Jason for reaching out to us from FreeMax, so thank you again.
Right, that's about it for this video. Obviously we've got some outtakes coming up because we fucked up loads because it's been 6 months, but you've got that to look forward to, and laughing at us, that's fine, Let us know how you've been, what you've been vaping, and what you're looking forward to, for future videos. There may be, like I said, maybe a little while till we get our next video out. Really hope it's not going to be too long, because this has been great fun doing this again. Also, don't forget to let us know what you think on Tony's nice tidy beard. It's all shorter since like the previous videos. I've got a beard. I was thinking of cutting it off. What do you think? Should it go? It's half grey. It looks really fucking weird, but I kind of want a Gandalf beard. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we need opinions, We need to know what you guys are vaping. We need to know what we're doing with our facial hair. Tell us what we should be wearing. Just fucking get in touch somehow.
So guys, hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Yeah, find us on social media. Talking of which, if you've got any questions, you can hit us up in the comment section below or on social media. But for now, guys, thanks for watching SmogVlog. My nose looks exceptionally red again. You look exceptionally gormless.
Every time you make me laugh, it resets it, so I have to do it even harder next time.
Harder.
It's really hard focusing. No, it's blurry. It looks fine.
Yep, that's fine. Can't see that. I haven't brushed my hair for weeks. Good. Oh, I do look really fucking red across here. Probably wearing glasses.
You got the softbox light over there, and I've got the raw light over here. So
oh, yeah, look. Dunk, dunk, dunk. The softbox makes it all nice. We just need more softboxes.
More soft boxes.
I love a nice soft box.
We'll just go on the street. Excuse me, sir, we need your soft box. Hang him in the room.
You know, box is a euphemism for vagina.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Doesn't matter with hardware, software. The intro we were talking about.
Let's do that.
First time in 6 months. Can we nail it? No. I was about to start talking. I felt a tickle in my throat, and I thought that's really funny. Fuck's sake, it's not even funny.
Oh, that's why you're smiling. Whoosah.
Hi, I'm Slack, this is Tony, and welcome to SmogVlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the FreeMax Mesh Pro tank.
Ba-bang! And
First time. Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh, I've got it round the wrong way.
Sabotage my good work.
Sorry. Let's try that again.
Hi, I'm Slack, this is Tony, and welcome to SmogVlog. SmogVlog. It might have been right, I don't know.
Well, it's not alright now.
It's definitely not
It's
right
definitely
now.
not.
Take 4. There's pineapple. Watermelon. Jeez, how long's it been?
I don't know, but this laughing's giving me a headache.
I know. Right.
Okay, beard, check.
Yeah, check. Hi, I'm Slack, this is Tony.
It started blowing up there and I got concerned. Then I didn't know when to wave.
Just waving at a curtain. Oh god. Fuck's sake. I can't believe I nailed it on the first one, no worries.
Yeah. Come on, this is what they pay for.
A brief bit of us not making it back on the sofa together for a while, so we're going to enjoy this one.
But anyway, it's not about that, it's about the feet that we got very scently kind.
It's funny, you'd think he was reading from a script while he's reading the words in the wrong order, but he's not. This is freestyle coming out of his head. I think it's like put the manuscript through a paper shredder in there.
There's something coming out, I don't think it's the head.
Oh god, it's not wind, is it?
No. The script has been, tightly wound, and that's where it's coming from. You've done that already.
What, coffee? That was fucking cold. Oh!
Bad at the bottom.
No, it's just cold.
What? Ah. Is that because it's cold?
That's what I've said 3 times, yes.
The is usually reserved for scum in the bottom. Like the concentrate.
I like that.
Scum in the bottom.
I can do one eyebrow, but I can't do the other one. I don't know how to move it. Like that one goes up. I can't even work out how to move the other one. Is it really hot in here? Oh, it's really hot in here.
Okay. You kind of look like you shit yourself for a minute there.
Oh, you'd know.
Definitely your shit face.
That's just struggling. I think it's where like I'm blind as fuck. One eye probably gets all the control, and the other one's just like left dead, like, down. Anyway, it's not about that apparently.
Yeah, how the fuck did we arrive here?
You came in car. I live here.
Okay. Only visiting the madness.
I live it.
So hardware, we're going to start with talking about words and shit. Start at the top and working our way down
To the bottom.
We're going to start. We're going to start with. We're going to start with the bottom.
Okay, and starting at the top, you have the drip tip, and shh. What was that? It's only a phone. It's oh god.
Fudun.
Really don't want that phone apparently. Okay, drip tip again. Feels like we've been here before.
But the needle on it is probably the right sort of size to get into the hole.
Needles, yeah, exactly.
But
it's just
it's
gets
just
in the way.
the girth.
Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be bad, so bad. Frothing. Gusset. You okay?
No.
You smell toast. It's got the space for it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That would be good. I'd enjoy that.
Plus, they could just release a bigger glass with a bigger RPA section in the middle. Just keep getting bigger and bigger.
20mm glass.
Yeah, 20mm glass, 5mm once you put the RBA section in it.
No 2mm CPD compliant.
Yeah.
As with any other sort of what are they called? Airflow control things. As with any other airflow as with any shut up, Tinky Winky.
You don't even like the juice, but it's fine. Oh, the flavour.
See, I think the flavour on that is alright. That's really good.
It's turned down.
It
so
is
much.
turned down. It is turned down.
That's why you like it. That's why you think it's good. Because you don't like that juice. It's complete with Capella Super Sweet, which is harsh as balls, you know. Freshly shaven balls.
Stop freaking them out.
It's the eyebrow. It doesn't work. That's why I'll go in the hospital. Have you got any problems? I can't move my eyebrow anymore. Just this one. Yeah, a slide top fill. That top fill design is the best, design there is for filling.
Default robot mode. Error. Danger, Will Robinson.
Let me do that again. Next up on the pro list is a chuckling Tony. We ragged on it a lot, but all the points are minor.
Yeah.
We love it.
So guys, hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. That's the natural handover.
Okay, I didn't know it was, but look back where we were. Yep, we're on Facebook. Yep, find us on social media. Oh yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while. It's been so long. Yeah, find us on social media. Talking of which, if you've got any questions, you can hit us up in the comment section below or on social media. But for now, guys, thanks for watching Smogvlog. And Slack fucking uploads as we cut into our outtakes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, I guess I'll take the drip tip.
You're going to take the tip, are you?
Yeah, just the tip.
He's going to take the tip, ladies and gentlemen.
Warm us up.